Hey guys, Jitendra here from Domainfest Day 2. I'm with Brian right now. He's from Sedo. He's a senior broker there. So Brian, just introduce yourself to my audience.
I'm Brian Michitti from Sedo, originally from the USA, but I haven't lived there for about 10 years. I've been working internationally across many different markets, actually in different markets, in Africa, in Russia, in the Caribbean, now in Germany, but also working internationally with them, with Sedo for 4 years. As a senior broker.
Senior broker. So how many domain names you have sold right now for Sedo right now?
I honestly couldn't tell you.
Okay, so
So, well over 100. I can safely say that.
Okay, so my first question is that what makes domain names so powerful from an investment standpoint?
They're any company's vehicle to the internet and their internet address where people can locate them. The internet is continuing to grow and be powerful. It's not going to stop growing, and the importance of domain names is growing alongside that. So they make them a powerful investment because over time their value hasn't been going down.
So do you think that that .com extension holds more value than any other extension like .net, .org?
Yes, absolutely.
What is your take on this?
The .com is king right now.
But I think that many TLD extensions are coming up like .club, .asia. So your thoughts on it?
They are raising in value, but they still haven't surpassed value with .com.
So .com, yeah. So you would say that the .com is a king right now?
Absolutely. The average sales price for .com is much higher
than any other extension
extension at the moment.
Yeah. So okay. So what other forums or blogs do you visit to update your domain knowledge, or you find some domains there?
I think there's quite a few that I read on a daily basis. Domain Name Wire, the domains, domaininvesting.com. I could probably list 4 or 5 more. DN Journal, of course. But I think that there's some major ones out there, and then occasionally we're obviously looking on forums as well.
Name Pros are there, Names Pros, and the Domain Sherpa.
Yes. Domain Sherpa.
Yeah, these are good forums. So imagine I'm a newbie domainer. So how can I get started into this business, domaining business? From where should I buy domains? So how to find that premium domains out there in the market?
I think before you start to buy domains, it's best to educate yourself. So like you had mentioned, looking on forums and on blogs to get a decent understanding of what's going on. Then I would pick, if I were to start, I would pick a certain sector or vertical that I think I understand and I'm comfortable with. Because at the end of it, to sell it, if you're going to buy a domain, to sell it, you need to explain the value.
You need to explain the value of
and I imagine it would be the easiest to explain the value of a subject that you already understand. So if you're coming from the insurance sector, maybe looking at names that could be sold to someone who wants to start an insurance business, or as an individual, or an insurance company. So that could be just one example.
So it can be just an example. So how to find expired domains online?
I think there's multiple sources for that. Sedo doesn't provide a list of expiring domains, but I believe there are some pretty big providers. I think Pool.com is one of them. And I believe actually SnapNames provides auctions for names that have expired.
Auctions for names that expire. So how to find that? How to think that this domain is having a value? So how to calculate the value of a domain?
Well, each domain is different. So you're going to have to look at a few different things. If you look at the hard value factors, you can look at the TLD first.
TLD.com.
And then from there, looking also at some hard factors of does it receive traffic? How long is this name? How many searches does it receive in Google? What is the CPC of the keywords? And then there's some soft factors of feelings.
Yeah.
How well does this name fit for the TLD?
TLDs.
You know, so if you have a particular keyword, you know, that fits really well for, let's just say the UK market. UK market uses the term holidays much more than vacations. US uses vacations. Now, holidays.com or vacations.com both fit for both markets, but if you were to look at something like you know, holidays.co.uk, it's a much better fit than vacations.co.uk for the UK market, because that's what fits there. Now, that may not be the best, most specific example, but you need to look, especially for CCTLDs, that the keyword fits with the market.
Keyword fits with the market. Okay.
That's also one of the reasons that .com does have a very high value, is it fits the .com extension works in so many countries worldwide, even if it's not the, you know, for example, in Germany, .de is more powerful than .com, but .com is number 2, and that is the case for a lot of countries. So if a user or a buyer is not able to find the CCTLD that fits for their country, they will also look at the .com.
.com then. Okay. So
for a certain keyword.
Certain keywords are there. So do you think that keyword domains have values? Suppose I want to buy a domain like hotelsinmacau.com. So do you think that this domain have a value for a seller or a buyer point of view?
Well, that would be an exact match
domain.
And yes, it does
have a value.
Now, over time, Google has tweaked their algorithm. They will continue to tweak their algorithm. But exact match domains, they have value for people are going to type in
so
hotels
how much
in Macau.
Is the price I can expect for a domain like hotelsinmacau.com? It's 4-figure, 5-figure. I can expect the price.
It'd be tough to tell, but mostly for that type of keyword, exact match domain, I would probably look at the CPC,
okay.
and then do a calculation from the potential traffic and then how much someone might be paying versus paying for AdSense.
For ads, okay. So you will look for these kind of parameters too.
And that would be a pretty much hard factor.
Factor. Okay.
Yeah, that you can draw a direct line on the value of that name.
On the value of the name.
So I couldn't give you a price right now, but off the top of my head, I would imagine maybe low 5 figures.
Low. Okay. So how to bid on domains? Any tips you like to share? How to bid?
I think it depends on your strategy on who you are.
Okay.
Are you an end user that's looking to acquire one name, or are you a someone that's just looking to invest and then resell the name? So I would imagine if you're someone who's looking to invest and resell, there's a lot of hunting, which means you're going to have a lot of inquiries, and you're going to continue to try to find someone who's going to sell for what you believe is below market value. If you're an end user and you're after one name, I think there's a completely different strategy, and that's something we would talk to each client about on an individual basis.
On individual basis.
Yeah.
Okay.
So our strategy fits in line with what they're trying to achieve.
So how is the experience at Domainfest right now? Did you meet some good guys, good domainers out here?
So far, this has been a really good experience for us. We've brought one deal together. In fact, just 1.5 hours ago.
You got a deal here.
Yeah.
Great.
We will have. We think we have another very good potential for, and these are 6 figures each, and then as well as we have already started to develop good conversations for potential partners.
Okay.
Both, and that'll help to bridge the link between East and West for us.
East and West Coast.
So we have some potential partners here from Asia that we'll continue to talk with, and potential leads for the future. So
Yeah.
far, there haven't been there's not a lot of attendees, but it has been quite powerful and useful for us.
So how did you get started with this, your domain broker? Who introduced you this business that you should be a domain broker? How did you get this idea?
So actually, I have quite a how the dominoes fell for me was quite interesting. I think I had mentioned before. I was brought to Germany originally to play American football.
Okay.
I got hurt. I left. I found a job not too long after that through some connections in Belgium, which took me all around the world. One of my projects ended with me back in Germany. I actually stopped working for the previous company, started consulting on my own, and I actually continued to play football 2.5 years later, but that's a side story. But then through my previous job, I made a lot of connections and built relationships with different people. One of them happened to have been a government official from Germany, a minister, and he didn't have a direct connection to Sedo, but actually through business partners of his and people that he knew, we made a connection and drew a connection to Sedo, which actually I had already been familiar with Sedo in the domain industry from my previous job. So it wasn't as if someone had to convince me to become a broker. It was something that kind of coincidentally all came together, and then we really found what we thought was a good fit for both sides. For me as an individual and Sedo as a company, especially in terms of what my skill set was, what my experience was working internationally, and then what I could bring to the table and what I was able to also learn and develop with.
So, top 3 things you have learned at Sedo.com. So you want to share your experience?
Yeah. So you put me on the spot for that. Top 3 things. Actually, yeah.
Skill set, so you can share
easily the how to value a domain that I see, probably with a gut feeling, but then being able to apply my thoughts in a clear manner in less than a minute.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think I'm spoiled because I'm able to see so many transactions, so many bids. We have 18 million names, I believe, in our marketplace.
18 million.
Yeah, we have the largest marketplace and inventory in the world. So I'm able to see what's going on with those names, what sellers are thinking, what buyers are thinking. A lot of high value names that are done, or transactions that are done through us are done with non-disclosure agreements. We're able to see a lot of these, which no one else is able to see. So I have been spoiled with a lot of information at my fingertips, which is helping me also to develop skills on how to value domains. I think, too, bridging from my previous experience in working internationally is, I think I've learned a lot about how different cultures work and negotiating with different cultures. It helps that we have 23 native languages spoken. We have a plethora of brokers, and I'm able to work with each of them from different markets. And often they're able to explain to me why perhaps our tactics or our strategies are working or are not working, and how we can move forward. And that's a constant learning experience because I think even for them, they're learning from their own markets, and I'm learning from them, and so I can change from negotiating with someone from India, someone from China, someone from Japan, someone from North America, and they're all different. There might be some similarities underneath it, but there's a lot of core differences.
Yeah. So one last question, and I want to ask that: do you think that Flippa is your competitor right now? Flippa.com.
I think we have a lot of competitors. I mean, but it's really tough to tell who our competitors are in such a broad way because we provide so many services.
So many services. Yeah.
And so and when as we put it, as when you're the prom king, everybody's trying to take you down.
Yeah. Right.
So it's there's a lot of competitors out there, but we've continued to be the number one parking platform, number one marketplace with largest inventory. If you look at our weekly sales, they're higher than anyone else's on a consistent basis. We provide other services that really round out where a customer can come in, especially ones that are new to the industry, which we're always trying to bring in. We can provide them appraisal services all the way through brokerage services. We provide different auction platforms, some which are not necessarily always advertised, but which are customized broker auctions, closed bidding auctions, or closed or blind auctions. Our Great Domains auction platform, direct auctions. So we provide different methods that a seller can sell with. That's on top of our traditional brokerage and marketplace platforms, and of course there are senior and premium brokers like myself. So I think that it would be a mistake for me to try to say that there's one competitor out there because we do so many different things and we do so many different things really well.
Okay. So I hope you enjoy this interview and you're having good time at Domainfest right now.
Hey, having a great time. I think we're going to continue to have a great time.
Yeah, okay. So do play good casino here.
I'm already winning a blackjack in it, so doubled up. Hey,
great.
Can't complain.
So good luck on
Thank you.
Thank you for this. Thank you. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You have a good day.
It's gone for